There comes a moment in every person's life when the quiet stirring inside them becomes impossible to ignore. A moment when the surface level explanations for reality begin to feel hollow. When the struggle, the striving, the endless pushing against circumstance reveals itself as a misunderstanding of how creation truly works. And in that moment, whether it arrives in the stillness of night, or in the pause between breaths, or in the exhaustion of trying everything you were told should work something within you, whispers a truth your soul has known since the beginning. There is an easier way, a higher way, a divine, effortless way. Not the way of force, but the way of vibration. Not the way of effort, but the way of alignment. Not the way of chasing money, but the way of becoming the version of you that money is drawn to. For money is not attracted to effort. Money is attracted to identity. Money is attracted to the inner state that carries the signature of abundance. This inner state is not created by thought alone. It is formed through feeling, deep, embodied feeling that reshapes your consciousness from the inside out. This is the vibration that attracts money without effort. To enter this vibration, we begin not with hustle, not with strategies, not with calculation, but with stillness. The kind of stillness Scripture calls the peace that surpasses all understanding. The peace that arises when the mind finally lets go of old stories and old fears and returns to the truth of who you are in God. Breathe now. Let your breath soften the space inside your chest. Let your shoulders release the world they've been carrying. Let your jaw unclench, your face ease, your body gently return to itself. You are not preparing to receive from the world. You are preparing to receive from within. For the Spirit of God is not distant. He is not somewhere above the clouds, evaluating your worthiness. He dwells in you as potential, as power, as the creative intelligence that shapes all things. Christ in you, the hope of glory. Christ in you, the architect of your reality. Christ in you, the source of all supply. And when you understand this, abundance stops being something you pursue and becomes something you align with. Now imagine your life from above, as if you could float above your circumstances and see every pattern, every event, every financial cycle with divine objectivity. Notice how your external experiences have always mirrored your internal states. When you were confident, opportunities came. When you were anxious, doors seemed to close. When you felt unworthy, money felt scarce. Not because the world was punishing you, but because your vibration was reflecting your belief. This is not mysticism alone. This is physics. Everything in creation vibrates. Everything emits a frequency. Everything aligns with what matches its resonance, including money. Money is not just paper or digits. It is energy circulating, responding, flowing to where it is welcomed by vibration, not words. You can speak wealth with your tongue, but if your heart vibrates lack, money remains at a distance. You can pray for increase, but if your emotional state is still tied to fear, the flow cannot reach you. You can visualize abundance, but if your nervous system is conditioned for scarcity, the vibration repels what your mind desires. So the work is not to think your way into wealth. The work is to feel your way into alignment. Let us enter that alignment now. Close your eyes inwardly. Turn your awareness away from the noise of the world. Withdraw from the constant hum of tasks, responsibilities, and pressures. Return to the holy ground of your own being, the inner sanctuary, where God speaks in silence. This is where the vibration of money begins. Not in the bank account, not in the business plan, not in the opportunity, but in the quality of your inner atmosphere. Let that atmosphere soften now. Imagine yourself standing in a vast open space, bright, serene, infinite. The air is warm, the light is soft, and everything feels peaceful. There is no urgency here, no pressure, no noise, only the steady hum of divine order. This space is your consciousness in its purest form, untouched by the world, untainted by fear, unburdened by memory. Now imagine a gentle golden light beginning to radiate from the center of your chest. It starts as a faint glow, warm, delicate, steady. With each breath, it expands. With each inhale, it grows brighter. With each exhale, it becomes more defined. This light represents your receiving center, your open heart, your alignment with abundance. Feel how natural this light is, how familiar, how safe. This is the vibration that money recognizes. Not stress, not desperation, not grasping, but openness, warmth, peace, alignment. Now, imagine that this golden light begins to spread beyond your chest, filling your entire torso, illuminating your shoulders, your arms, your hands. It travels up into your throat, releasing tension. It moves into your face, softening your expression. It flows into your mind, clearing away doubt. It travels down through your hips and legs, grounding you in divine security. You are now glowing gently, steadily, undeniably, not with effort, but with identity. This is what the world feels when it meets someone aligned with abundance. This is the atmosphere of people who attract money without effort. This is the state of being that wealth is magnetized to, not because of what they do, but because of who they are. Now, let your awareness rest in this golden vibration. Feel it as a hum, a warmth, a presence. Let it wash through you like a slow wave, melting fear, dissolving tension, releasing old narratives that once defined your relationship with money. Breathe gently. Inhale abundance. Exhale resistance. Inhale alignment. Exhale struggle. Inhale divine provision. Exhale self-doubt. Now, in this heightened state of calm and alignment, hear this truth. You attract what you are willing to become. And right now you are becoming abundance itself. This transformation does not come from effort. It comes from surrender, the surrender of outdated identities that no longer serve you. Release the version of yourself who struggled. Release the version of yourself who feared not having enough. Release the version of yourself who believed that wealth required exhaustion. Release the version of yourself who questioned their worthiness. Those identities were built on old vibrations. They were not the truth of your being. You are stepping now into the version of yourself created by God's image. Creative, abundant, confident, aligned. This version of you does not chase money. This version of you does not doubt God. This version of you does not shrink under pressure. This version of you is already connected to the flow that has been waiting for your readiness. Feel that readiness now. Let it settle through the bones. Let it soften the heart. Let it quiet the mind. This is the vibration of wealth, the vibration of someone who knows they are supported, someone who trusts the process, someone who embodies gratitude before the blessing arrives, someone who lives not from fear, but from divine identity. Now, imagine before you a vast river, not a river of water, but a river of abundance, golden, flowing, luminous. The river moves with strength, but without force. It carries supply. It carries opportunity. It carries ideas, connections, resources. Step into this river. Feel it wrap around your feet. Warm, gentle, alive. This is the flow of divine supply. This is the movement of wealth toward you. This is the energy that money itself is made of. Let it rise up your legs. Let it surround your waist. Let it flow across your chest. Let it immerse you completely. You are now inside the frequency of abundance, not observing it, not hoping for it, being it. Feel the current moving through you, not rushing, but guiding. Feel your energy harmonizing with its rhythm. Feel every resistant thought dissolving in its warmth. This is the vibration that attracts money without effort, the vibration of harmony with divine supply. Now, let this river carry you inward. Let it transport you deeper into your own consciousness, where the truest version of you resides. That version of you is calm. That version is confident. That version is prosperous. That version is whole. That version is grounded in the truth that provision is not a miracle, but a natural expression of your identity in God. Stand with that version of yourself. Feel their presence. Feel their steadiness. Feel their clarity. Look into their eyes. See the wisdom there. See the certainty. See the authority. This is who you were always meant to become. And now, in this sacred moment of recognition, merge with that version. Let their confidence become your confidence. Let their peace become your peace. Let their vibration become your vibration. You are now the magnet. You are now the vessel. You are now the one money recognizes. I'll stand now in a state that needs no persuasion. Your very presence carries the tone of abundance. Wealth recognizes you not because you reach for it, but because your spirit now sings the frequency it understands. Feel the vibration settle into your heart like a living flame. Feel it settle into your breath like a steady rhythm. Feel it settle into your spirit like a divine signature. From this moment on, money will not come to you through strain. Money will not come to you through fear. Money will not come through desperation. It will come through vibration, the vibration you now carry effortlessly. Walk in this vibration, speak from this vibration, make decisions from this vibration, rest in this vibration, for this vibration is now your identity. An identity is destiny. Breathe deeply. One final time. Feel the golden light inside you expand with certainty. Then let the whole truth settle. You are aligned with abundance. You are vibrating in wealth. You are the atmosphere of effortless prosperity. And money is already on its way to you, in rivers, in waves, in overflowing grace. It is complete. Nothing more must be asked. You only walk forward now into the reality that already knows your name. And now, as this new vibration settles into the deepest parts of your being, something extraordinary begins to unfold, not loudly, not dramatically, but with a quiet certainty that feels older than time itself. It is the sensation of your inner world reorganizing, repatterning, aligning with the rhythm of divine abundance. It feels like an inner stretching, as if your soul is expanding to make room for what is already yours. It feels like your heart is widening, not with emotion alone, but with capacity, the capacity to receive, to hold, to allow. For abundance is not simply something you gain. Abundance is something you must be able to contain. And what you feel right now is your spiritual container growing. The beliefs that once made your capacity small begin to lose their form. The fears that once dictated how much you could hold dissolve like mist in the morning light. Even the subtle anxieties that whispered, "What if I lose it?" or "What if it isn't enough?" begin to unravel thread by thread until there is nothing left but spaciousness. This spaciousness is holy. It is sacred. It is the soil where divine supply takes root. Do not rush this feeling. Let it deepen. Let it spread. Let it fill every corner of your consciousness. For every measure of abundance that enters your life must first find room within your soul. And now, in this expanding inner space, something begins to glow, a sensation of expectancy, not tied to hope or desire, but to identity. It is not anticipation of what might come. It is the recognition of what must come. You have crossed into a new energetic territory. This is what Scripture means when it speaks of the peace of God that guards your heart. It is the peace that comes when your spirit accepts what your mind cannot yet see. Now, imagine yourself standing at the center of a vast circular stone platform. Above you, the sky is wide and endless, painted in soft hues of gold. The air is warm, almost alive, carrying a subtle hum that seems to harmonize with the vibration within your chest. This platform is not symbolic. It is the place in your consciousness where decisions made from truth become laws in your reality. This is the throne room of your inner kingdom. Here, you do not ask. You declare. You do not wish. You establish. You do not hope. You assume. Stand tall in this space. Feel the warmth of the stone beneath your feet. Feel the openness of the sky above you. Feel the presence of God surrounding you like a cloak of invisible fire. You are not here as a beggar. You are here as an heir. You are not here as someone seeking provision. You are here as one who embodies it. Let this identity anchor itself into your posture, your breathing, your awareness. Now feel a gentle stirring around you as if the air itself is responding to your presence. Not because you forced anything, but because your vibration has become a beacon. Money is not attracted to effort. It is attracted to coherence. And right now, your entire being is coherent, aligned, harmonized, resonating with the frequency of abundance. You can feel it, not as hope, not as imagination, as law. Let that awareness deepen. With each breath, you feel more aligned. With each breath, you feel more expanded. With each breath, you feel more connected to the divine source of all increase. This is not you trying to manifest. This is manifestation awakening through you. Now place your hand over your heart and feel its rhythm. Feel how steady it has become. Feel how peaceful. Feel how sure. Your heart is now broadcasting a new signal, a signal of worthiness, of readiness, of abundance remembered. This signal travels farther than any word you could speak. It enters conversations you have not yet had. It reaches opportunities you have not yet seen. It touches the minds of people assigned to bless you. It infiltrates the financial pathways that are now redirecting themselves toward your life. This is the true meaning of effortless attraction. You are not pulling money toward you. Money is responding to the tone your spirit is now singing, and the tone is unmistakable. Now imagine that above you, in the open sky, a vast circular halo of light begins to form, luminous, radiant, shimmering with divine intelligence. It spins slowly at first, then gradually becomes brighter and more intentional, like a crown forming itself out of pure energy. This halo represents the spiritual authority you now carry, the authority Christ spoke of when he said, "All things are possible to the one who believes," not wishes, not hopes, believes. This crown of light descends toward you slowly, reverently, and rests gently upon your head. It does not weigh you down. It elevates you. It amplifies your vibration. It solidifies your identity as someone who walks in divine provision. You feel changed, yet more yourself than ever. You feel strengthened, yet softer in spirit. You feel elevated, yet grounded in truth. This is the vibration that attracts money without effort, not because you forced alignment, but because you surrendered to the identity God placed in you from the beginning. Now, extend your hands outward. Feel the warmth that moves through them, not heat, but resonance. Feel how this energy responds to your intention. And now, without strain, without urgency, speak silently from your spirit. I live in the vibration of effortless abundance, and all that matches this vibration flows to me with grace. As these words rise from your heart, something clicks into place, a spiritual lock releasing, a door opening inside the unseen. You feel it, a shift, subtle but absolute, quiet but undeniable. It is the moment your inner reality becomes unshakable, the moment your vibration solidifies, the moment your entire being says, "It is done." Now let your awareness expand even further, as if your consciousness is stretching outward into the world, touching everything that belongs to you, every blessing with your name on it, every opportunity aligned with your destiny, every doorway that has been quietly waiting for your arrival, every financial increase preparing to enter your life, every connection, every idea, every breakthrough. Your vibration goes out like a silent beacon, and all that resonates with abundance begins moving toward you right now, in this moment, with mathematical precision. There is no resistance. There is no struggle. There is no delay. There is only alignment. And alignment produces attraction. Attraction produces manifestation. Manifestation produces transformation. Now breathe deeply once more. Feel the peace of abundance resting in your bones. Feel the calm certainty that something in your life has irrevocably shifted. Feel the truth that you have risen into a higher spiritual identity. The vibration is active. The flow is open. The blessing is inevitable. Walk in this knowing. Move in this alignment. Live from this vibration. For money is already traveling toward you, not because of what you do, but because of who you have become. It is complete. Nothing more must be asked. You only walk forward now into the reality that already knows your name. And now, as you stand in the radiant aftermath of this inner transformation, you begin to sense a new quality rising in your awareness, something gentle yet powerful, subtle yet unmistakable. It feels like an inner gravitational pull, as if the universe itself has turned its face toward you in recognition. This is not imagination. This is resonance, the resonance of a life beginning to align with divine mathematics. You feel it first as a soft coherence in your chest, like a tuning fork settling into its perfect pitch. Your mind becomes clearer. Your breath becomes smoother. Your thoughts become more spacious. Even the space behind your eyes loosens, as though your entire being is making room for a truth you can finally hold. This truth arrives not as words, but as awareness. You are no longer living from reaction. You are living from intention. Reaction belongs to the old identity, the self that was shaped by circumstance. Intention belongs to the divine identity, the self that shapes circumstance. This distinction marks the turning point between a life dominated by effort and a life guided by vibration. Now, feel the room around you shift in a subtle way, as if the walls have softened, as if the air has grown more responsive, as if reality itself has become permeable to your inner state. This is what happens when consciousness rises. The world stops feeling fixed and begins to feel malleable, flexible, willing. You can feel this willingness now. You can feel creation leaning toward you, not because you have demanded anything, but because you have awakened to who you truly are. Now imagine before you a great circular pool, perfectly still, perfectly clear, so clear, in fact, that it reflects not your body, but your inner vibration. This pool is the mirror of your consciousness. It displays not what you think, but what you are. Look into it. What you see is not a face or a form. You see frequency. You see color. You see movement. You see a living field of energy, your energy vibrating with the new identity you stepped into. This energy is luminous. It is warm. It shifts like light on water. It pulses with calm, confidence, and quiet authority. This is the vibration that attracts money without effort. Not frantic, not hungry, not anxious, but steady, certain, open. Now raise your hand and move it slowly above the surface of the pool. As you do, the water responds, rippling gently, not from disruption but from recognition. The ripples extend outward in perfect symmetrical circles, each one carrying a message into the unseen. I am aligned. I am receptive. I am abundant. Each ripple travels farther than you can imagine. Each ripple touches opportunities that have been waiting. Each ripple reaches people who will soon feel inspired to bless you. Each ripple activates financial pathways that had seemed dormant. You are not asking for anything. You are simply radiating a frequency that the universe cannot ignore. And now the pool begins to glow, not with your light, but with the light of everything that is responding to your vibration. This glow intensifies. It expands. It swells into something vast and magnificent. It becomes a rising sphere of luminous energy hovering above the water's surface. This sphere contains everything aligned with your new identity. Ideas that will elevate you, opportunities that will enrich you, connections that will open doors, resources that will multiply, blessings that will surprise you, and money flowing freely, arriving gracefully, increasing inevitably. The sphere pulses once, twice, a third time. Each pulse sends a wave of energy through your entire being, filling your chest with warmth, your mind with clarity, your spirit with confidence. Then, gently, the sphere descends. It moves toward you slowly, reverently, as though honoring the transformation you have undergone. It comes to rest just before your heart. Then, with a soft burst of golden light, it merges into you. You feel it, a warm bloom spreading from your chest into your arms, your legs, your breath, your awareness. Like a soft fire filling your entire being, not burning, but awakening. This is the moment the inner and outer worlds converge. This is the moment abundance becomes part of your spiritual DNA. This is the moment the vibration of effortless wealth becomes your new baseline frequency. And now you understand a truth that cannot be unlearned. Money is not attracted by effort. Money is attracted by coherence, by clarity, by certainty, by emotional harmony with abundance. And you feel that harmony now, not forced, not performed, but natural, inevitable, so deeply embodied that it seems to arise without your participation. This is what it means to manifest without strain, to create through state, to attract through identity, to receive through vibration. Now, let your awareness drift upward, beyond your chest, beyond your mind, beyond your surroundings. Picture yourself rising through a column of soft white light, ascending, expanding, unfolding into a higher dimension of perception. In this higher place, you see your life not as a sequence of events, but as a field of possibilities, each possibility vibrating at its own frequency. Some possibilities are dim, still shaped by past fears. Others glow brightly, aligned with your new identity. And you sense with absolute certainty that the brightest possibilities are the ones now moving toward you. Not because you are trying, but because you are resonating. Your vibration has become a beacon. Your inner frequency has become a signal. Your energy has become a gravitational field. And everything that matches your new identity is now drawn to you effortlessly, naturally, delightfully. Now, descend gently back into your body. Feel the weight of your presence settle into your chest. Feel the warmth of your vibration anchoring itself into your bones. You are not returning to your old life. You are returning as a new being to a life that will reflect that newness. The vibration is set. The alignment is complete. The flow is open. And from this moment on, money will come to you with a swiftness and ease that surprises even the part of you that believed it was possible. Not through stress, not through force, not through chasing, through resonance, through identity, through vibration. You have become the one abundance is looking for. And now, as the last waves of this inner transformation settle into stillness, you feel yourself returning gently to the quiet center of your being, not descending, not diminishing, but anchoring into a deeper, more grounded truth. There is no strain in you now, no reaching, no questioning, only the serene awareness that you have aligned with something eternal and unshakable. This is the peace that appears only after the soul has remembered itself. Let this peace expand within you. Let it blanket your awareness like soft light. Let it become the atmosphere you breathe, for peace is the final sign of alignment. It is the signature of someone who knows their blessing is inevitable. It is the fragrance of a spirit fully returned to its rightful identity. Feel it in your breath smooth, even, unhurried. Feel it in your heartbeat steady, calm, perfectly timed. Feel it in your mind quiet, open, receptive. Feel it in your chest warm, spacious, alive. You stand now as the embodiment of the vibration that attracts money without effort. Not because you forced it, not because you begged for it, not because you tried to persuade reality, but because you surrendered into truth. You are already one with abundance. And now the world must reflect what the Spirit has accepted. Let this awareness settle through you like a slow, golden rain. Let it soak into the soil of your inner world. Let it nourish the roots of every desire that has been waiting for fertile ground. You do not need to know how the blessing will come, only that it will. You do not need to predict the pathway, only trust the vibration. You do not need to orchestrate the timing, only remain in the identity. Everything else will move into place with a precision that could only come from divine intelligence. Feel gratitude rising now, not the gratitude of effort or performance, but the gratitude of recognition, gratitude that what you seek is already created, gratitude that what you desire is already prepared, gratitude that what you align with is already on its way. Permission is no longer needed. The door is already open. The flow has already begun. You are standing in the life that your vibration has prepared. And now, as the script draws to its sacred close, let a final truth echo softly through you, not as a command, but as a realization. You are the vibration. You have become a living atmosphere of abundance, a climate in which prosperity naturally grows. In this state, you do not draw wealth. You allow it to bloom in your presence. And everything that belongs to this identity is already finding you. So rest in trust, rest in stillness, rest in the knowing that nothing can prevent what has already aligned itself with your being. You are walking now in the rhythm of abundance. You are breathing now in the cadence of increase. You are living now in the flow of divine provision. And money without force, without struggle, without effort, is already making its way toward you. Quietly, powerfully, inevitably, it is done. It is sealed. It is established. You are the vibration that attracts wealth, and nothing can change that now.
You are your lottery ticket. The power you seek, the fortune you dream of, and the success you desire, it's all within you, right now, waiting to be recognized. There is no external force, no stroke of luck, no random chance that holds the key to your wealth. It's you. You are the creator, the designer, the architect of your own reality. Everything you wish to experience in this world is drawn from the wellspring of your own imagination. But you must understand this. Your world is an extension of your thoughts, your assumptions, and your beliefs. Every moment, you are creating the circumstances that will shape your future. If you see yourself as limited, as poor, as struggling, then that is the reality you will continue to attract. But if you see yourself as abundant, prosperous, and deserving of all the good that life has to offer, then the universe has no choice but to mirror that back to you. The true power lies in your assumption. To assume that you are already the person you wish to become is to enter into that state of being. In that state, all things are possible, all doors open, and all opportunities align with your vision. There is no time between what you assume and its manifestation. The moment you truly assume, it begins to unfold in your experience. The trick is to recognize that you are already that which you desire. You are the lottery ticket. You are the wealth, the success, the health, the love you seek. The idea of waiting for something outside of yourself to change, for someone else to give you permission to thrive, is a lie. You are the power. You are the force that shapes your own destiny. It all starts with your inner world. The outside world is a mere reflection of what you believe to be true. Change your beliefs, change your assumptions, and the external world must follow suit. The moment you claim your right to abundance and believe in your inherent worthiness, the universe begins to conspire to bring that into reality. There is no such thing as limitation unless you choose it. Your thoughts, your imagination, and your assumptions are the keys that unlock every possibility. This is not some abstract idea or wishful thinking. It is a law as certain as gravity. You are not at the mercy of external forces, luck, or chance. You are in control. The conditions of your life are shaped by the beliefs you hold, the assumptions you make, and the actions you take as a result of those beliefs. So stand in the knowing that you are your lottery ticket. There is no need to search for something outside of you. It is already within. Your true wealth, your true success, your true happiness is born from the very thoughts you entertain and the assumption you make about your life. Recognize it, claim it, own it. Let the world reflect back to you the greatness that you know is yours. You are the one who decides what comes into your experience. It is your assumption that sets the tone, and it is your belief that activates the power within you. You are the ticket, the prize, the treasure, the one destined for abundance. The moment you realize this, you will see it unfold before your eyes. The world around you is not as it seems. What you perceive through your eyes, what you hear with your ears, what you touch with your hands, these are not the true conditions of reality. These are but reflections of a deeper, more powerful truth. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your assumptions, and your internal states are the architects of the world you experience. Everything you see is an extension of your inner world. The people, the circumstances, the experiences, each one of them is created from the fertile ground of your imagination, your assumptions about what is true, and the images you carry of yourself and the world. When you fully comprehend this, you begin to realize that the limits you perceive, the boundaries you think, are set by forces outside of you, are not real. They are only there because you have accepted them. You have agreed to believe that you are a victim of circumstances, that you are powerless to shape your own life. But I tell you this, there is nothing in this world more powerful than the human imagination, nothing more potent than the inner world you hold within you. You are the creator of your reality. The moment you accept this, everything changes. Look at your life today. Everything that surrounds you, the good, the bad, the challenges, and the triumphs, are the direct result of what you have assumed to be true about yourself and your world. If you look at your bank account and see lack, if you look at your relationships and see struggle, if you look at your health and see imperfection, that is only because you have accepted those things to be true. And it doesn't matter what the outside world says or shows you, it is only a mirror of your internal beliefs. You are the maker of your life, and the power to change it is within you. You have everything you need right now. The conditions that you desire are not far off, waiting for some magical external event to happen. They are right here. They are already available to you. You have merely to believe it. You must embody the state of being that reflects the life you wish to experience. When you align your thoughts with your desires, when you assume the state of already having what you wish, you will begin to see it show up in your life. The key is assumption. And assumption is the act of believing something to be true before it manifests. It is not a hopeful desire, it is not a wish, it is a knowing. It is a certainty that what you have imagined is already so. The moment you assume a state, you step into it, you live in it, you breathe it, you speak it, you move as though it is already yours. And because the world cannot resist your inner state, it must reflect that assumption in every form, in every circumstance, in every person you encounter. Your life does not happen to you. You are not a passive observer. You are the active participant in the unfolding of your experience. The world responds to your assumptions about it. You may have been taught to believe that success is for others, that wealth is for a select few, that health is something you must struggle for. But all of these beliefs are false. They are limiting beliefs. They are the very chains that bind you to a life of struggle and lack. When you release these chains and begin to assume the life you wish to live, the world must bend to that assumption. The universe will respond. The infinite source of all things, the force that flows through all creation, is at your command when you align with it through your assumption. Think of your desires not as distant dreams, but as the very truth of who you are. When you assume the state of abundance, you become the embodiment of it. The law of attraction, the law of assumption, is not some mystical force that works occasionally for a lucky few. It is a law as reliable as the law of gravity. What you assume to be true is what you will see manifest in your life. There is no need to wait for some event to happen outside of you. The only moment you assume it, it begins to unfold. You are the lottery ticket, you are the prize. There is no other force, no other power greater than the one you hold within you. The moment you realize this, your life will shift. The doors will open, the opportunities will align, and the abundance you seek will come to you. It is not about waiting for the world to give you permission. It is about claiming your power, stepping into the identity of the person you wish to be, and knowing that the world must respond to your inner truth. The secret to this power is in the mind. Your mind is the creative force. Your thoughts, your imagination, and your assumptions are the building blocks of your reality. When you consciously choose what to think, when you decide to think thoughts that align with your desires, the world must shift. If you want to live in a state of wealth, you must think wealth. If you want to live in a state of health, you must think health. If you want love, you must assume that you are loved. It is not enough to think these things on occasion. You must embody the feeling of it, day in and day out. You must believe it with every part of your being, and when you do, the world has no choice but to reflect that assumption. Your imagination is your power. There is nothing outside of you that can give you what you seek. No one outside of you holds the key to your happiness, to your success, to your fulfillment. You must stop looking for validation or external sources of power. You are the power. Your thoughts and assumptions are what shape your world. When you begin to use them consciously, when you begin to assume that all the good things you desire are already yours, the world must conform to that assumption. Your beliefs are the framework of your world. If you believe that life is a struggle, it will be a struggle. If you believe that success is elusive, it will elude you. But if you believe that success is yours for the taking, that wealth is your birthright, that love and health are your natural states, that belief will guide your actions, your decisions, and your experiences. The more you believe in your own worth, the more the universe will reflect that worth to you. So your worthiness is not determined by what others think of you. It is determined by what you think of yourself. You must begin to see yourself as worthy, as deserving, as capable of everything you desire. The power of assumption is your secret weapon. The moment you assume a state, you step into that state, and the world must follow. You cannot wait for the outside world to change first. You must change within. You must change the way you see yourself. You must believe that the things you desire are already on their way, that they are already here, and you must live in that state of knowing. When you live in the assumption of already having what you desire, the world must reflect that back to you in ways that you could never have imagined. The great illusion is that you are separate from the good you seek. The truth is that you are one with it. The wealth, the health, the love, the success you seek are not separate from you. They are already a part of you. You must realize that you are not striving to obtain something outside of yourself. You are awakening to the truth of who you are. You are already the person you wish to be. You already possess the qualities you seek. You only need to recognize it, to embody it, to assume it, and the world will mirror that back to you in ways that will astonish you. The idea that you must work hard for success, that you must struggle for wealth, that you must wait for an opportunity to arise, these are all false beliefs. The truth is that everything you desire is already within your reach. It is not something you have to go out and chase. It is something you must recognize within yourself. You are the one who holds the key. You are the lottery ticket. The moment you realize this, the universe will open up for you in ways you have never imagined. The doors will swing wide, the opportunities will pour in, and the abundance you have longed for will be yours. You are the creator. You are the power. You are the one who has the ability to shape your destiny. All that is required of you is to recognize your own power, to embrace the truth of who you are, and to assume the life that you desire. The moment you do this, the world will shift, and you will see before you the life you have always dreamed of. There is nothing more profound, nothing more liberating than realizing that you are the key to your own destiny. For so long the world may have taught you that you are subject to external circumstances, that your future is determined by forces outside your control. You may have been led to believe that your worth is something to be earned, that success must come with struggle, that happiness must be found in external validation. But all of this is illusion. The only power that shapes your life is the power that resides within you. Your assumptions, your beliefs, your inner world. These are the forces that govern your reality. You have always had within you the ability to create your life as you desire it. It is not something that requires years of struggle or the approval of others. It does not require luck or random chance. It requires only that you recognize the power you have been gifted with and learn to consciously use it. You are the creator of your own reality, and once you grasp this truth, everything changes. You look at your life and see it for what it is, a direct reflection of what you have assumed to be true. Every event, every circumstance, every person you encounter is born from the assumptions you hold about yourself and the world around you. If you see yourself as a person who is deserving of wealth, deserving of love, deserving of success, then that is what you will experience. The world will mirror back to you the beliefs you hold within. But if you believe that you are not worthy of these things, that you are destined for mediocrity, then that too will become your reality. It is all within your power to change. You are the creator of the conditions you now face. You are the artist, and your life is the canvas. In every moment, you are creating something. Your thoughts are the brushstrokes, and your emotions are the colors you choose. If you want to see abundance in your life, you must first paint that abundance in your mind. You must see yourself as the person you wish to become. You must live in the assumption that you already have what you desire. Do not wait for the outside world to show you signs of your success. Do not look to your bank account, your job, or your circumstances as proof of what is to come. Instead, look to your inner world. If you believe that you are already abundant, already successful, already loved, then the external world must align with your internal belief. This is the law of assumption. It may be difficult at first to embrace this, especially if you have been conditioned to think that you must work hard, that you must struggle, that you must chase your dreams. But I assure you, the more you align with the truth that everything you seek is already within you, the more you will see the universe begin to rearrange itself in your favor. The moment you begin to live in the assumption that what you desire is already yours, the world will respond, opportunities will arise, the right people will come into your life, and your circumstances will shift. It is not the outside world that must change. It is you. You are the one who must assume the state of the person you wish to become. You must claim the life you desire and live in the assumption that it is already a part of your experience. It is easy to get caught up in the illusion of time, to believe that things take time to manifest. We have been taught that there is a process, that change requires effort, that our dreams will take years to materialize. But this is not the truth. Time is not the determining factor in your success. What matters is your belief. The moment you assume the state of already having what you desire, it begins to unfold in your life. The universe does not operate on a timeline. It operates on the law of assumption. When you assume a state, when you truly believe it, the conditions will unfold in the perfect way and at the perfect time. The key to living in the assumption of your desires is to remove all doubt, all disbelief. Doubt is the enemy of creation. It is the force that slows down the process of manifestation. Doubt is rooted in fear, and fear is the belief that what you desire is not already yours, that you are somehow lacking, that you are not worthy. But you must recognize that you are already everything you seek. There is nothing you need to become. You are already the person you wish to be. You are already the one who holds the lottery ticket, the one who has the power to create the life of your dreams. Your mind is a powerful tool, and it is always working to create your reality. It is not a passive organ that simply reacts to the world around you. Your mind is actively shaping your experience, whether you are conscious of it or not. Every thought, every belief, every assumption you hold creates a vibration that resonates with the world around you. If you want to change your life, you must first change the way you think. Change your assumptions and your life will change. If you desire to live a life of abundance, begin by assuming that abundance is already yours. Do not wait for the external world to give you proof. Do not wait for the circumstances to align. Assume that the money you seek is already on its way. Assume that your health is already perfect. Assume that your relationships are already filled with love and harmony. The moment you begin to live in the assumption that these things are already true, you will see them unfold before your eyes. This is the power of assumption. It is the power to create your reality by changing the way you think. You must also understand that your beliefs about the world are not set in stone. They are not fixed. You can change your beliefs at any moment. The moment you realize that your beliefs are shaping your reality, you gain the power to change them. If you believe that wealth is hard to come by, you can change that belief. If you believe that love is something you must struggle to find, you can change that belief. If you believe that health is something you have to fight for, you can change that belief. You have the power to change your beliefs, and in doing so, to change your reality. The world around you is a reflection of your beliefs. If you see the world as a place of scarcity, it will be a place of scarcity for you. If you see the world as a place of abundance, it will be a place of abundance for you. The world does not dictate your reality, you do. Your beliefs create your reality, and your beliefs are shaped by your assumptions. The moment you begin to assume that you are abundant, that you are worthy, that you are deserving, the world will reflect that assumption back to you. And remember, you are your lottery ticket. You are the key to your own success. There is nothing outside of you that holds the power to determine your fate. You are the one who creates the conditions you desire. You are the one who has the ability to shape your life. There is no need to wait for the perfect moment, for the perfect opportunity, or for the perfect circumstances. At the moment you assume that you are the person you wish to be, the moment you claim your worth and your power, the world will begin to align with that assumption. You must live as though your desires are already fulfilled. You must walk in the assumption that your dreams are already your reality. The moment you do this, everything begins to shift. The universe responds to your inner state. When you live in the assumption that you are worthy of abundance, the world must reflect that back to you. When you live in the assumption that your dreams are already on their way, the world must reflect that back to you. There is no magic outside of you. The magic is within you. It is your beliefs, your assumptions, your inner world that shapes the reality you experience. You are the creator, and you have always been the creator. It is time to step into your power. It is time to recognize that you are the one who holds the key to your own success. The world is waiting for you to claim your power, to claim your worth, and to claim the life that you desire. You are the lottery ticket. The moment you realize this, everything changes. The world will reflect your assumption, and you will see the life you desire unfold before your eyes. You are the force that moves through your own life. There is no outside power, no fate or destiny that dictates the course you must take. Everything you experience is the direct result of your inner world. What you think about, what you believe about yourself, and the assumptions you carry are the building blocks of your reality. This world is not separate from you. It is a mirror that reflects your beliefs and assumptions back to you. And so, the question is not whether the world will give you what you desire, but whether you are ready to recognize the truth that you are already the creator of your experience. Which is easy to become trapped in the illusion that something must happen in the physical world for you to succeed. We often look outside ourselves for the validation, the opportunities, or the signs that tell us we are on the right path. But the true path is inward. It is a path of self-awareness, of recognizing that everything you need, every opportunity, every moment of success you desire is already available to you. The universe is already aligned to give you what you assume to be true about your life. If you believe that you are destined for failure, then the universe will align itself to give you exactly that. But if you assume that you are destined for success, that you are worthy of abundance, and that you are deserving of every good thing, then your world will unfold to reflect that. You do not need to wait for someone else to approve of your dreams or to give you permission to succeed. You do not need to wait for an opportunity to knock on your door. The door is already open. You are already in the right place. You are already the person you wish to become. The only thing standing between you and your desires is your own belief in your power. The moment you assume that you are worthy of success, the moment you believe that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to, you begin to step into that power. The world will respond. Opportunities will align. The people you need will appear. But it all begins with you. It all begins with your assumption. It is not about trying to become someone you are not. It is about stepping into the truth of who you already are. You are the embodiment of abundance. You are the embodiment of success. You are the embodiment of health, love, and prosperity. These qualities are not outside of you. They are not something you need to chase. They are already within you. The key is to assume the feeling of already having them. Assume that you are already abundant. Assume that you are already loved. Assume that you are already successful. The moment you live in that assumption, the universe must respond to it. It cannot resist the power of your assumption. This is the secret to manifesting your desires. It is not about doing. It is not about striving. It is about being. It is about embodying the state of already having what you desire. When you assume the feeling of having what you want, you begin to send out a vibration that the universe responds to. That vibration, that energy, is what creates your reality. You are not waiting for the world to change. The world is waiting for you to change. The moment you shift your internal state, everything around you begins to shift as well. You must not allow doubt to take root. Doubt is the opposite of assumption. When you doubt your worth, when you doubt your power, when you doubt that you can have what you desire, you block the flow of abundance. But when you assume that everything you need is already yours, when you assume that success is already a part of your life, you remove the resistance that holds you back. It is not enough to want something. You must assume that you already have it. You must live as though it is already true. This is the power of the imagination. Your imagination is the tool that allows you to step into the life you desire. You can close your eyes and imagine yourself living the life you wish to live. See yourself wealthy. See yourself healthy. See yourself surrounded by love. The more vividly you imagine these things, the more real they become. Your imagination is not separate from your reality. It is the creative force that shapes your reality. The more you imagine your desires as already fulfilled, the more you step into the vibration of having them. And once you are in that vibration, the world must reflect that back to you. There is no need to struggle. There is no need to work harder than you are already working. The key is not in doing more, the key is in being more. Be the person who already has what you want. Live as though your desires are already true. The moment you step into that state of being, the world will begin to mirror it. The opportunities, the abundance, the success will begin to flow to you effortlessly. You must also recognize that there are no limitations except the ones you place on yourself. You are not limited by your past. You are not limited by your circumstances. You are not limited by the opinions of others. You are only limited by the beliefs you hold about yourself. If you believe that you are not worthy of success, then that is what you will experience. But if you believe that you are deserving of everything you desire, the world will reflect that back to you. The world has no power over you except the power you give it. You are the one who decides what you experience. When you realize that you are the creator of your reality, that you are the one who holds the power to shape your life, everything changes. The world no longer feels like something that is happening to you. It becomes something you are actively participating in. You are no longer waiting for something outside of you to change. You are the one making the change. You are the one directing the flow of your life. This is the power you hold, the power to create the life you desire, the power to step into your dreams, your success, your abundance, the power to live as though everything you desire is already yours. The moment you live in that assumption, the moment you recognize your own power, the world must align with you. Opportunities will appear, success will come to you, the universe will rearrange itself to give you what you desire. You are your lottery ticket. There is no magic outside of you. The magic is within you. The power is within you. The moment you recognize this, you unlock the life of your dreams. The moment you assume the person you wish to be, the moment you step into the belief that you are already living the life you desire, you begin to see it unfold before your eyes. You are the creator. You are the one who holds the key. The world is waiting for you to recognize your power. The world is waiting for you to step into the life you were always meant to live. You are the architect of your own reality, the master of your fate. The power you seek, the success you desire, and the life you dream of are not out of reach. They are already within you. Every thought, every belief, every assumption you hold shapes the world you experience. The moment you step into the knowing that you are deserving of all the abundance, love, and success the world has to offer, you will see your reality begin to shift. You do not need to chase your dreams. You need only to assume the state of already having them. Live in the certainty that your desires are already fulfilled and the universe will respond in kind. The world is not something that happens to you. It is a reflection of your inner state. The moment you realize the power within you and claim it, you will see that you are, in fact, your own lottery ticket. You are worthy. You are capable. You are deserving. Your success is inevitable because it is already woven into the fabric of who you are. So step into that power. Step into the fullness of your own being. Assume that the life you desire is already yours, and watch as the world rearranges itself to match that assumption. The life of your dreams is not a distant hope. It is your present reality waiting for you to claim it.
The very fact that you are here tonight suggests that something within you knows there is more. Something in you recognizes that the state of consciousness in which you dwell is not the final chapter of your story. And you are absolutely right.
For no state is final unless you decree it to be so. The magnificent truth I wish to share with you tonight is that freedom, complete and total freedom, is your natural inheritance. It is the fundamental reality of your being. And the path to claiming this freedom is not outside of you, but within the divine operation of your own wonderful human imagination. Let me share with you a profound truth that changed my life and has transformed the lives of countless others who have tested it and found it to be the one grand law of life. Consciousness is the one and only reality. Everything that you perceive, everything that makes up your world, is nothing more than your consciousness pushed out. The world that seems to hold you captive is but a reflection of your own states of consciousness made visible. The prison that appears to constrain you exists nowhere but in your own imagination. When you truly grasp this principle, not merely intellectually, but in the very depths of your being, you will understand that the key to your freedom has been in your possession all along. For if consciousness is the only reality, and your world is simply consciousness objectified, then to change your world, you need only change your consciousness. This is the divine art of assumption. By assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you can transform the shadow world of limitation into the substance of freedom. Many people come to me and say, Neville, I understand these principles. I grasp them intellectually, but still I feel stuck. I cannot seem to break free from my circumstances. And to this I reply, the feeling of being stuck persists because you have not yet made real to yourself the truth that you are pure consciousness, pure awareness, and that this consciousness is the only reality. You have not fully accepted that the world and all its circumstances are mere reflections, mere shadows of your own magnificent inner states. Consider for a moment what it means to be stuck. To be stuck implies that there is something external to you, something outside of your control, that is restraining your movement, limiting your options, confining your existence. But I tell you with absolute certainty, there is nothing outside of consciousness. There is nothing external to you, for you are consciousness, and consciousness is all there is. The walls you perceive around you, the limitations you feel so acutely, exist only because you have granted them reality in your consciousness. Tonight I invite you to make a revolutionary discovery. You are not stuck because of external circumstances. You are experiencing the state of being stuck because you are dwelling in that state in consciousness. And just as you can enter a state, you can exit it. Just as you can assume one state of consciousness, you can assume another. This is the miracle of your being the power to choose the state in which you will dwell. Let me share with you a simple yet profound practice that will begin to dissolve the illusion of being stuck. Right now, wherever you are, close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath and relax your body completely. Now, in your imagination, see yourself as you would be if you were completely free. Feel the feeling of that freedom. What would it feel like to move without restriction? How would you carry yourself if all limitations were gone? What thoughts would fill your mind if you knew yourself to be absolutely free? Dwell in this state. Saturate yourself with the feeling of freedom. Make it so real, so vivid, that for a moment you forget the old state of being stuck. In that moment of complete absorption in the state of freedom, you have planted a seed in the fertile soil of your consciousness. And what you plant must grow. What you assume must become. But perhaps you're thinking, I've tried this before, and nothing changed. To this I would remind you of a principle I often emphasize. The time track is a device of the human mind. In the realm of consciousness, in the realm of true causation, there is no time. The seed planted in consciousness will blossom in your world when the conditions are ripe, when the bridge of incidents has been crossed. Your role is not to make the seed grow. Your role is not to force the manifestation. Your role is simply to plant the seed through the art of assumption and to remain faithful to that assumption despite all evidence to the contrary. For remember, the evidence of your senses only tells you what is, it cannot tell you what will be. And what will be is determined not by what is, but by the state you occupy in consciousness. In my own life, I have tested this law countless times, and it has never failed me. I recall a time when I felt completely constrained by financial limitations. All the evidence of my senses told me that I was trapped in poverty, that there was no way out. But instead of accepting this as my final state, I began to assume the feeling of wealth and abundance. I would fall asleep each night feeling the joy and relief of financial freedom. I would walk through my days carrying myself as one who was abundantly supplied. I did not deny the facts of my current situation, but I refused to give them power over my consciousness. And then seemingly out of nowhere, opportunities began to present themselves. Doors began to open that I could not have anticipated. People entered my life bearing gifts that aligned perfectly with my needs. The bridge of incidents formed itself, leading me from the state of financial constraint to the state of abundance I had assumed in consciousness. This is the law that governs all manifestation. Consciousness is the only reality, and what you experience in the outer world is simply consciousness objectified. Therefore, to change your experience, you must change your consciousness. But changing consciousness is not a matter of positive thinking or wishful hoping. It is not about affirming affirmations or repeating mantras. It is about entering so completely into the state of your wish fulfilled that you temporarily forget all other states. It is about making your desired state so vivid, so real in your imagination that it displaces your awareness of the unwanted state. Let me offer you a practical approach to this divine art of assumption. Tonight, when you retire to sleep, lie upon your bed and relax your body completely. Then, in your imagination, construct a scene that would imply your freedom from whatever condition has made you feel stuck. Make this scene as vivid and as real as you possibly can. For instance, if you feel stuck in a job that drains your energy and stifles your creativity, imagine a conversation with a friend in which you share your excitement about your new position, one that fulfills you and allows your talents to flourish. Hear your friend's congratulations. Feel the handshake or the embrace. Experience the relief and joy of having transcended the old limitation. Or perhaps you feel stuck in a relationship pattern that brings you pain. Imagine instead a conversation in which you describe to a trusted friend the wonderful harmony and love you now experience. Feel the satisfaction of having moved beyond the old pattern into a new state of mutual respect and affection. Whatever the specific circumstance that has made you feel stuck, create a scene that would naturally follow if you were now free from that limitation. Enter fully into this imaginal scene. Make it so real that for a brief time you forget you are imagining. Feel the feelings that the fulfilled wish would bring. Then, carrying this feeling, drift off to sleep. In doing this, you are planting the seed of your fertile in the fertile soil of consciousness. You are impressing upon the subconscious mind, which knows no limitations and possesses the power to transform your world, the reality of your wish fulfilled. And what is impressed upon the subconscious must be expressed in your world. Some of you may wonder, how long must I persist in this practice before I see results? The answer is you persist until the feeling of your wish fulfilled becomes more real to you than the feeling of being stuck. You persist until you have displaced the old state completely and dwell naturally in the new state. For some, this displacement may occur in a single night of profound imagining. For others, it may require repeated sessions of entering the state of the wish fulfilled. But know this, the law is infallible. What you assume, you must become. What you impress upon consciousness, consciousness must express. Remember, time is a construct of the human mind. In the realm of true causation, the realm of consciousness, there is no time. The seed planted today may flower tomorrow, or next week, or next month. Your task is not to set the timetable for manifestation. Your task is simply to plant the seed with conviction and to tend it with fidelity to your assumption. Now, I understand that for many of you, the feeling of being stuck has persisted for so long that it seems like an unchangeable fact of your existence. Perhaps you've tried various methods to break free, positive thinking, goal setting, seeking advice from experts, and still the walls remain. This persistent experience can make it difficult to believe that freedom is truly possible for you. But I ask you to consider this. The very fact that you can conceive of freedom proves that it exists within your consciousness. And if it exists within your consciousness, it can be made manifest in your world. For consciousness is the only reality, and what exists in consciousness must, by the law of assumption, be expressed in experience. The Bible, when properly understood as a psychological drama rather than a historical document, reveals this truth. When the psalmist says, "He brought me forth also into a large place, he delivered me, because he delighted in me," he is describing the movement from a state of confinement to a state of freedom that occurs when one delights in or fully occupies a new state of consciousness. And in Isaiah we read, "Enlarge the place of thy tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of thine habitation, spare not, lengthen thy cords and strengthen thy stakes." This is not a command to physically expand one's dwelling. It is an invitation to expand consciousness, to move beyond the limited state in which one has been dwelling and to occupy a larger, more expansive state. This expansion of consciousness is the true meaning of freedom. It is not merely freedom from external constraints, though that will follow, but freedom from the limited concepts, self and world, that have kept you bound to unwanted conditions. Consider the story of the Exodus, which is often read as a historical account of the Israelites' liberation from slavery in Egypt. But on a deeper level, it is the story of consciousness liberating itself from the bondage of limiting beliefs and assumptions. Egypt represents the state of limitation, the state of being stuck. And the journey to the promised land represents the movement of consciousness from limitation to freedom. But note well, before the Israelites could physically leave Egypt, they had to leave it in consciousness. They had to believe in the possibility of freedom before freedom could become their experience. This is the pattern of all liberation, first in consciousness, then in manifestation. So tonight, I invite you to begin your exodus from the Egypt of limitation. I invite you to cross the Red Sea of impossibility and to enter the wilderness of transformation, trusting that the promised land of your freedom awaits you. But how does one begin this journey? How does one take the first step toward freedom when feeling so completely stuck? The answer lies in the art of revision, the practice of mentally rewriting the events of your day to align with the state you wish to occupy. Each night, before you enter into the state of your wish fulfilled as you fall asleep, take a few moments to review the events of your day. Identify moments when you felt particularly stuck, when the walls seemed especially confining. Now, in your imagination, rewrite these events. See them unfolding differently. Feel how you would have felt if, in those moments, you had experienced freedom rather than limitation. For instance, if during the day you had a conversation in which you felt small and powerless, revise that conversation. In your imagination, see yourself speaking with confidence and authority. Feel the satisfaction of expressing yourself fully and being received with respect. Or if you encountered a circumstance that seemed to confirm your state of being stuck, revise that circumstance. See it unfolding in a way that confirms your freedom instead. This practice of revision serves two powerful purposes. First, it prevents the accumulation of impressions that would reinforce the unwanted state. By revising the events of your day, you are ensuring that your subconscious is not being continually impressed with the feeling of being stuck. Second, it actively impresses upon the subconscious the feeling of the state you wish to occupy, the state of freedom. Over time, this practice will transform your habitual state of consciousness. And as your consciousness transforms, so must your world transform, for your world is nothing more than your consciousness objectified. But perhaps the most challenging aspect of this practice is maintaining fidelity to your new assumption in the face of persisting evidence to the contrary. The world, being a shadow of past states of consciousness, will for a time continue to reflect the old state, even as you begin to dwell in the new. This persistence of the old reality can test your faith in the law, tempting you to abandon your assumption and return to the familiar, if unwanted, state of being stuck. This is why I emphasize the importance of dwelling in the state of the wish fulfilled with such intensity, such completeness, that for those moments at least, the old state is entirely forgotten. For it is in these moments of complete absorption in the new state that the most powerful impressions are made upon the subconscious. I recall a student of mine who had been confined to a wheelchair for many years following an accident. All medical opinion confirmed that his condition was permanent. Yet night after night, he would enter into the state of being whole and active. In his imagination, he would dance, run, climb stairs with ease. He would feel the strength in his legs, the freedom of movement, the joy of physical activity. For months, there was no visible change in his condition. The evidence of his senses continued to testify to his limitation, but he remained faithful to his assumption. He continued to revise his days, replacing moments of limitation with imaginal experiences of freedom. He continued to fall asleep each night in the state of his wish fulfilled. And then, gradually, things began to change. Sensation began to return to parts of his body that had been numb. Small movements became possible where there had been none. Medical professionals were baffled but confirmed the changes. And over time, through what they called a miraculous recovery, he regained the full use of his body. Was this a miracle in the supernatural sense? No. It was the natural operation of the law of consciousness. He had so completely revised his concept of himself, so thoroughly impressed upon the subconscious the state of being whole and free, that the subconscious had no choice but to express this new concept in his physical experience. This same law operates in every sphere of your life. Whether you feel stuck in health, in wealth, in relationships, in career, the way out is the same. You must revise your concept of self. You must exchange your limited self-concept for an expanded one. And you must do this not merely as an intellectual exercise, but as a vivid, feelingful experience in imagination. For imagination is not, as many suppose, a faculty for daydreaming or escapism. Imagination is nothing less than consciousness itself in its creative aspect. It is the God power within you, the I am clothed in the specific forms of your assumptions. When you say, I am stuck, you are not merely describing your condition, you are invoking the creative power of the I am to produce and sustain that condition. And when you say, I am free, you are invoking that same power to produce and sustain freedom. The I am in you will become whatever you attach to it through feeling. This is why feelings are so crucial in the law of assumption. It is not enough to intellectually understand that you are not truly stuck, that the limitations you perceive are illusions of consciousness. You must feel your freedom. You must experience it so vividly in imagination that the feeling of being stuck is displaced completely, if only for a moment. Some may argue, but Neville, the circumstances that make me feel stuck are real. They are not merely in my imagination. To this I would reply, yes, the circumstances appear real because they are the objectification of previous states of consciousness. They are the shadow cast by the light of consciousness. But shadows, no matter how dark they appear, cannot persist in the presence of light. When you shift your consciousness from the state of being stuck to the state of being free, you are turning on the light. And though the shadow may not disappear instantly, it must eventually give way to the light. For that is the law of consciousness. I invite you to test this law for yourself. Do not take my word for it. Do not believe it merely because it appeals to you intellectually. Test it in the laboratory of your own life. Apply the principles I have shared with you tonight to some area where you feel stuck, and observe the results with the detachment of a scientist. Begin tonight. When you retire to sleep, revise the events of your day that reinforce the feeling of being stuck. Then enter fully into a scene that implies your freedom. Make it vivid. Feel it deeply. Carry this feeling as you drift off to sleep. Do this night after night, and watch how your world begins to transform. Notice how opportunities appear that were not there before. Observe how circumstances rearrange themselves to accommodate your new state of consciousness. Marvel at the bridge of incidents that forms itself, leading you from the state of being stuck to the state of freedom you have assumed in consciousness. But a word of caution, do not look for signs too eagerly in the beginning. Do not dig up the seed to see if it is growing. Allow the law to operate in its own time and in its own way. Your role is to plant the seed through assumption and to nurture it through fidelity to that assumption. The law will take care of the manifestation. I am reminded of a beautiful passage from Ecclesiastes. In the morning sow thy seed, And in the evening withhold not thine hand, for thou knowest not whether shall prosper, either this or that, or whether they both shall be alike good. Sow the seed of your assumption in the morning of your consciousness, and sow it again in the evening. Do not try to determine which particular act of sowing will produce the harvest. Trust the Lord to bring forth the manifestation in its own perfect time. There is another aspect of the feeling of being stuck that I wish to address, for it can be particularly pernicious. Often the feeling of being stuck is accompanied by a sense of unworthiness, a belief that one does not deserve freedom, or that one has somehow caused one's own imprisonment through past mistakes or failures. This sense of unworthiness is itself a state of consciousness, and like all states, it can be exchanged for another. You need not justify your desire for freedom. You need not earn the right to live the life you wish to live. Freedom is your natural inheritance. It is the fundamental reality of your being. To claim it, you need only assume it as yours. In the scripture we read, your Father has pleased to give you the kingdom. The kingdom, the realm of infinite possibility, of complete freedom, is already yours. It has already been given to you. Your task is not to earn it, but to accept it, to assume it, to enter into it through the portal of your imagination. So tonight, as you lie down to sleep, let go of all thoughts on worthiness. Release all beliefs that you must somehow qualify for the freedom you desire. Instead, assume the feeling of already being the person you wish to be, already living the life you wish to live, already possessing the freedom you seek. For in the realm of consciousness, in the realm of the real, there is no process of becoming. There is only being. You do not become free. You recognize the freedom that has always been yours. You do not achieve the fulfillment of your desires. You awaken to the fulfillment that has always existed within you. This is the great mystery to which all spiritual teachings point. What you are seeking, you already are. What you desire to possess, you already possess. The journey is not one of acquisition, but of recognition. When you truly understand this, the feeling of being stuck dissolves like mist in the morning sun. For how can you be stuck when you are consciousness itself? And consciousness is unlimited. How can you be confined when your true identity is the I am? And the I am knows no restrictions. Let me share with you one more practice that can help to dissolve the feeling of being stuck. Throughout your day, whenever you catch yourself feeling limited or confined, pause and ask yourself this question. What would the feeling be like if I were now the person I desire to be? How would I see this circumstance if I were now free from all limitations? Then for just a moment, assume that feeling. Enter into it completely. Let it permeate your being. This momentary assumption, repeated throughout your day, will gradually transform your habitual state of consciousness. And as your consciousness transforms, so must your world transform. Remember the words attributed to Jesus? The truth shall make you free. But what is this truth that liberates? It is the truth of your own being, that you are pure consciousness, that you are the operant power, that the world is your consciousness pushed out. When you know this truth not merely intellectually, but through the direct experience of testing it in your own life, you will never again feel permanently stuck in any circumstance. For you will have discovered the secret of liberation. The prison that seemed to confine you was built by your own imagination. And what imagination has constructed, imagination can deconstruct. The walls that appeared so solid were made of assumptions. And assumptions can be changed. This is the freedom I offer you tonight, not freedom from certain circumstances, but freedom from the belief that circumstances have power over you. Not freedom from conditions, but freedom from the assumption that conditions can contain the infinite being that you are. Test this law of assumption. Apply it to your own feeling of being stuck. Enter fully into the state of your wish fulfilled, and observe how the universe rearranges itself to accommodate your new concept of self. For that is the promise of the law. As a man assumes, so he becomes. And know this, there is no limitation in consciousness itself. The only limitations are those you accept through your assumptions. Therefore assume freedom, and freedom must become your experience. Assume abundance, and abundance must flow into your life. Assume love, and love must surround you. For consciousness is the only reality, and what you assume in consciousness must be made manifest in your world. The choice is yours. You can continue to assume the state of being stuck, and your experience will continue to validate that assumption. Or you can assume the state of freedom and watch as the universe conspires to make that assumption a reality. Begin tonight. As you fall asleep, enter so completely into the feeling of your wish fulfilled that the feeling of being stuck is utterly forgotten. Do this night after night and test the law for yourself. For the promise is true. If you know these things, happy are you if you do them. The practice I have outlined for you is simple, but it requires discipline and persistence. It requires that you be faithful to your assumption, even when all the evidence of your senses contradicts it. But the rewards of this faithfulness are beyond measure. For in assuming the state of freedom, you are not merely changing your circumstances, you are awakening to the truth of your being. You are recognizing the divine power that has been yours from the beginning. This recognition is the true meaning of salvation, not salvation from an external threat, but salvation from the limited concept of self that has kept you bound to unwanted conditions. It is awakening to the truth that sets you free. So tonight, as you leave this place, carry with you this knowledge. The feeling of being stuck is not your natural state. It is an assumed condition. And what has been assumed can be relinquished. Freedom is your birthright, your natural inheritance, the fundamental reality of your being. Claim it through the divine art of assumption and watch as the prison walls that seem so solid dissolve like shadows in the light of your own awakened consciousness. For you are not a prisoner unless you believe yourself to be one. You are not stuck unless you assume yourself to be stuck. You are free eternally, completely free when you awaken to the truth of your own infinite being. Begin the practice tonight. Enter the state of freedom through the portal of your imagination. Feel it with all the intensity you can muster. And know that as you assume this state, as you make it real in your consciousness, it must become real in your experience. For that is the law. That is the promise. That is the truth that sets you free. Remember always, consciousness is the only reality, and you are consciousness. Therefore, you are the reality behind all appearances. You are the power that shapes your world. You are the freedom you seek. Go now and test this truth for yourself. For in testing it, you will discover the greatest secret of all. The key to your freedom has been in your possession all along. It is your own wonderful human imagination, the God power within you clothed in the specific forms of your assumptions. Use this power wisely. Use it lovingly. Use it to liberate yourself from all limitations. And as you experience the freedom that is your natural state, share this knowledge with others who still feel stuck, that they too might awaken to the truth of their being. For this is why we are here, not merely to seek our own liberation, but to help awaken all humanity to the glorious truth that sets everyone free. The truth that there is no power outside of consciousness. The truth that what we assume we become. The truth that freedom is not a destination to be reached, but a present reality to be recognized. So tonight, assume the state of freedom. Feel its reality. Live from it. And watch as your world transforms to reflect the new concept of self you have assumed. For that is the promise of the law. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. The renewal begins tonight in the quiet sanctuary of your own imagination. It begins with the simple but profound act of assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. It begins with the recognition that the prison that seemed to confine you was built of assumptions, and what has been built can be dismantled. The tools are in your hands. The power is within you. The choice is yours. Choose freedom. Choose it now, not as a future possibility, but as a present reality. Feel its presence. Embody its truth. And from this new state of consciousness, watch as the universe conspires to set you free. For that is the law. That is the promise. That is the truth that liberates all who discover it and apply it in their lives. The feeling of being stuck is not your natural state. Freedom is your birthright. Claim it through the divine art of assumption and it must become your experience. For consciousness is the only reality, and you are consciousness itself, expressing in the specific forms of your assumptions. Assume freedom, and freedom shall be yours. This is the law. This is the promise. This is the truth that sets you free.